Payday 3 joins the list of a bunch of other games that have launched this year that have had terrible launches, and it's another reason why games launch with online only mandatory is awful and it's trash. It's kind of wild that this keeps happening time and time again, and one of the copium responses that people like to say is, it's only gonna get better, bro. What games don't have technical issues? This is to be expected. You know what games that don't have issues? Games that have an offline mode. Games that don't require me to be online to actually play it. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Payday 3 recently came out, and the reception to it has been very mixed, mid. It's been pretty all over the place. But one of the biggest issues or controversies, that if you want to call it that at this point, is just because the launch has been awful. The game came out, I want to say, a couple of days ago for everybody, and then it had this 5-day early access period or 4-day. I don't know how many. I lost track. All these games do it at this point. It's something I complained about in the last video. I'm not really gonna go into it here. So let's just run down the list on how this whole releases went. This was September 21st. Heisters, we're currently experiencing authentication issues with Payday 3 servers, so you may experience issues accessing this game. We're looking into it. Continuing on, authentication issues have been resolved and you can now access the game again. You know what? If that was all there was, cool. Not a big deal. But then we keep on going. And let's see. Heisters, we're currently experiencing slowed matchmaking. We're investigating and working on a solution. We realize that the matchmaking issues are frustrating. They are for us as well. We're still here and still working on getting you all back into the game. Stay tuned. We have deployed some fixes. We're still seeing instability in matchmaking. We're continuing investigation and we will keep working on addressing this. Now remember, this is all on the 21st. Heisters, sorry for keeping you waiting in the safe house. We are slowly but surely getting the services working for you all. Matchmaking services are gradually getting back online. Thank you for your patience and apologies for the wait. We salute you. Heisters, it was a long night and once functionality came back, it was still unstable for a time. But now we're confident saying that we're on our way back to full force and the streets of NYC are yours to heist. And I know what you're thinking, oh, that has to be it, right? It's finished. There's no way it could possibly get worse. Yeah, sure, okay. We're seeing an increase of matchmaking issues. The team is investigating. We're now seeing all platforms unable to matchmake. The team is working hard to restore functionality. The team is still working on the current matchmaking service outage, hoping to have more positive updates soon. As of 7 hours ago, status update, things are starting to look better. We're seeing players be able to create lobbies again and getting back into the game. You still might have a few issues. Bear with us while we focus on stabilizing. Thank you, Heisters. And then that was the last response they had to the whole situation with outages and being able to play online. But this is just one of the core issues that I always talk about in these videos, and I always just like to rant about and talk about it because it's sad. But this wouldn't have been an issue if you didn't force online and make people have to connect online just to play any part of your game. This is one of the biggest issues with these games, and it always will be. And it's one of the big discussions people always have is, what if this game's servers ever shut down one day? You think they're going to patch in an option to be able to play offline? You think that's going to happen? Maybe it could, maybe it wouldn't. But the thing is, there's no future that's ever certain. We cannot look into the future like a magic crystal ball and know that in this timeline, the one that we're currently in, they're actually going to patch it one day and you'll be able to access it. It's just like the whole shitstorm with de novo and games that have it. And then let's say one day that de novo ever goes out of service or they just become bankrupt, whatever the case might be. Then what about those games that have de novo put into it? Will the developers get rid of the DRM? Will you actually still be able to play the games then? You never know. What if the developers go bankrupt and they don't exist or they get shut down like Volition? And the possibilities are endless. And as we continue this trend to go into everything being digital only and you can't actually own any physical media, it's only going to become a more and more, I would say, a scarier reality. Because I mean, think about it. All the games that we enjoyed growing up, or at least everyone that's around my age, you know, the games that we enjoyed playing, we can still go play it on emulators. We can still go play everything that was offline. But let's say Destiny 2 or even Destiny 1, you can't even play Destiny 1 no more. But let's say, you know, you get to 50 years old or 60 years old and you want to tell your kids how you used to enjoy Destiny 2. Well, how are you going to be able to show them that? You can't, because it's an online only game. There's no way you can actually be able to show them how the game was or what your memories were of it. Same thing for Destiny 1. You can't show anybody that. And, you know, that's kind of the scary part about everything becoming online only. And now games having to connect to servers. And if the game goes down, the servers shut down, then you can't even play the game no more. You know, that's one of the biggest issues that these games always present. And that's why, you know, when you see games that are online only, the issues that you see at launch, you'll be like, yeah, it's only for now. The launch issue, it'll be fixed eventually, because it might not happen this year. It might not happen next year. It might not happen for the next 5 to 10 years, but eventually it will shut down. And then the preserving of that game, that media, is gone. Because it's like I said earlier, what if the developers shut down? Then you'll never be able to play the game again, because they would not be around to actually remove the DRM check for online. And then let's say it has de novo, then you can't remove that either. Anyways, just want to talk about this because, yeah, wild launch. But I'm not surprised, because this issue tends to happen to every single game that mandates online connection requirements. And even though I know there's some smooth brains that are like, well, don't you have internet? Why? Who gives a fuck? That's not the point. What if I want to go somewhere and don't have internet? What if I just want to go play games and not be connected to the internet? I mean, there's a lot of reasons why people might not have either good internet or no internet, or they might go to places where they want to play mobile on the Steam Deck and they don't have internet or Wi-Fi. There's a lot of issues that can come up with that. And this whole coping response of, oh, well, who doesn't have internet these days is an awful clapback to anyone who has concerns about this. Anyways, you made this far into the video. Consider giving a like, subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below what you think. Have a great day. Yeah.